talking in my sleep at night, making myself crazy. Out of my mind, out of my mind. Wrote it down and read it out, hoping it would save me. Too many times, too many times. My love, it makes me feel like nobody else, nobody else. But my love, he doesn't love me, so I tell myself, one, don't pick up the phone, you know he's only calling cause he's looking alone. Two, don't let him in, you have to kick him out again. Three, don't be a friend, you know you're gonna wake up in his bed in the morning. And you're man, you ain't getting over him. I got no rules, I count him.
Guest with me, a very special guest.
And you've...
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here. And
I miss you too, Ernie.
And I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here, too.
I miss you too, Ernie.
Thank you. Me too. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Checking out Oklahoma City. They split the season series against these guys last season, 2 games apiece. Should be a good one tonight. And already the grind of the new season starting to show. Shaq, how do you stay fresh for the long haul, both as a player and as just a massive individual?
Veteran guys, you got to know how to pace yourself. And minute restrictions, it really has become a bigger part of the game.
Yeah, I agree. So, injury histories always taken into account now. This is why you have to develop depth.
How do you stay fresh for the long haul?
Oh, man, I have this drink I put together.
Oh, really? What is it?
Oh, yeah. It's a little, I take tomatoes, right? And I squish them up, and it gets real like tomato sauce.
Uh-huh.
And I put that in. And then I take kale salad. I put that in.
You making spaghetti?
I put ginger in it.
Yeah.
Put that in. I put a little cayenne pepper in. A little bell pepper.
Sounds disgusting.
Ernie, he's making lasagna over there.
Sounds disgusting.
Can I get some of your lasagna?
Oh, man, it's the pepper. It makes you pep up.
Yeah, that'll do it for us. Thanks for tuning in.
The starting lineup for the visiting Oklahoma City Thunder. At power forward, Jeremy Grant. At shooting guard, Andre Roberson. At center, Steven Adams. At the other forward position, Paul George. At the other guard position, Russell Westbrook. The head coach of the visiting team is Billy Donovan. And now your Dallas Mavericks starting five. At small forward, standing 6'5", number 23, Wesley Matthews. Starting at point, at 6'3", number 1. The other guard, at 6'6", number 77, Luka Doncic. At the other forward position, standing 6'8", number 40, Harrison Barnes. At center, standing 6'11", number 6, DeAndre Jordan. Your head coach is Rick Carlisle. Mavs fans, your Dallas Mavericks.
We are here at the American Airlines Center with the crowd going crazy. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. A contest in the West. We'll see if the Dallas Mavericks can please their home crowd. And the regular season officially begins. Most rookies around the league, Clark, will have their eyes wide open. I mean, wow, what an eye-opening experience to play with this speed, this talent. How nervous were you going back to that time in your life? How nervous were you on opening night?
Very nervous, really excited, but there were some butterflies that I had to work really hard at trying to get them to fly in formation because they were all over the place, Kevin. But ultimately, once you get out there and you break that first sweat or you get that first hit or bucket, then it simply becomes basketball. But prior to that, pregame meal, your nap before the game, the butterflies are doing their own thing.
Now the opening lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Robertson and George fill out the wings. Inside pairing is Grant and Adams. And it's Westbrook in at the point guard.
I tell you what, Paul George has done a good job getting stronger since he's been in the league, and because of that, he doesn't mind seeking out contact. As a matter of fact, his new added strength gives him confidence as he seeks contact.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
You know, guys, when you push it hard like that on the break, those are the easy buckets that'll be waiting for you.
The Mavericks have gone 0 of 5 here to start the game. Rough start for them. And it's Matthews again missing. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. Here's Robertson, tries again, and the layup is up and in.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Clearly a frustrating missed opportunity there. Perfect screen, got him the space he needed, but he bricked it.
Not a fast start for the Mavericks. Looking for their first basket of the game. Smith, the pass to Matthews. It's stolen by Adams. And now the fast break. Westbrook with the ball. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Outside Matthews. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Matthews has got his first 3 points of the game.
An effective floor spacer. Matthews, certainly a guy that can really light it up from downtown.
A nice shot by George.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
And Matthews gets it to go.
Nice display of speed by Matthews there. I mean, he loves knifing through the defense and getting to the rack.
Here's Westbrook. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Yeah, good awareness there. He sees an opening and doesn't hesitate.
Boy, it's a thing of beauty watching him attack the defense like that. I mean, they wanted no part of him on that layup.
Mavericks trail by 7. The drive by Smith. And it's blocked by Adams. It's stolen by Smith. It's stolen by Adams. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Harrison Barnes picks one up.
And, you know, Grant, a second-round pick, has worked hard for his minutes in the NBA. He's an exceptional athlete who plays with a real edge, a bit of a chip on his shoulder.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
You know, this is not an area where they expect him to contribute. You know, he's a guy that shot below 70% last season.
You know, yeah, guys, last year was a rough one for him at the stripe. I mean, it's going to be hard for him not to improve on those numbers. They were that bad.
The first free throw is good. And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jarian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
The Thunder went into free agency with a lot of question marks, but ended having a big summer.
Able to retain Paul George, and that was the first and largest key. Getting a player like Noel for cheap was also a big help for this group. The Thunder were at a fork in the road last season, but this team now as dangerous as ever.
Now here's Matthews. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Westbrook against Matthews. Shot clock at 5. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Smith's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And I tell you what, if the defender is not on Smith before the pass, it's too late because he's always ready to fire, and he burns you.
And that'll make a pair of turnovers for him in just the last few minutes, so he's got to be a little bit more deliberate with the ball out there.
Mavericks trail by 5. The turnaround J, that one a little long. Thunder have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldrich.
Well, earlier I spoke with Rick Carlisle. This is the first meeting of the year between these two teams, but he said those guys are tough to deal with when you let them get to the rim. We've got to move our feet on defense and do our best to deny penetration. We'll see who comes out on top, Kevin.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, Smith makes you pay when he gets inside. Despite not being that big, he's got a lot of game in the paint.
Here's Westbrook. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight, 3 for 4. Got a piece of it. Dallas has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Barnes dishes to Smith. Not going to go that time, and it's Oklahoma City the other way. And here's Westbrook. Good work defensively by Smith. Matthews, no one around him. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. And it's 8 points for Wesley Matthews.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now here is Smith. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Nailed from three-point land.
Yeah, that's 2 bombs in a row from long range.
It's Westbrook with the drive. Great D that time from Jordan.
Boy, the defense did an awesome job there, Kevin. Big-time work. Really distracting them, throwing off the shot. That's how you do it on D.
Connects from three-point range.
Their 3rd three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
And Westbrook is a terror from the mid-range. Terrific at sticking it to the defense from that spot on the floor.
Doncic kicks to Smith. There's a good screen. Outside Matthews. Back to Smith. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Smith's got 10 points.
And I think they're winning because of him. I mean, he's hitting a lot of his shots right now.
And the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play. That'll put Paul George on the line. Wesley Matthews picks one up. And Paul George, the league leader in steals and deflections in 2018.
And Frank Vogel, who coached him at Indiana, said he always thought PG had Allen Iverson's instincts in Scottie Pippen's body. He's talented enough to disrupt without gambling.
Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Russell Westbrook. George, no good on the free throw. In the NBA, Clark, great offense sometimes overcomes great defense. The fadeaway jumper, an example of one of the more unstoppable shots players make.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, you think of guys like Dirk Nowitzki, LeBron James. Dirk's was so unorthodox, and at his size, just impossible to get to his shot when he stepped away from you. And LeBron has mastered it with his athleticism and strength. I mean, he'll fade away and fade 8-10 feet away from you and still get that shot off. So those two guys, I mean, if you're talking about major fadeaways currently in the last decade, I don't think you can find anybody that would top them.
2 shots.
The first free throw is good. And Wes Matthews, a player who has done a great job, Clark, of recovering from a ruptured Achilles.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Kevin. That's not an easy injury to come back from. He had his injury in 2015 and has been one of the best examples of full recovery from what can be a devastating, career-threatening injury. Reached out to DeMarcus Cousins when Cousins ruptured his Achilles to give him a voice of somebody who had already traveled that road.
And Clark, the Dallas Mavericks, it used to be that you could count on them being in the playoffs almost every single season.
Yeah, that was the case right before these last 2 years. I mean, they made the postseason 15 out of 16 times prior to that. Proud ownership, consistent ownership, outstanding coaching. It won't be long before they're really good again.
For the finish, and it's George finishing it off.
Boy, George has major hops. I mean, this guy just gets up big time for these throwdowns.
The Mavericks trailing. That's good again. His 7th basket, 7 for 10 from the floor. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Oklahoma City.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
And not surprising, obviously unhappy with the lack of response from his team.
Can't blame him. I mean, the effort hasn't been there, just has not been there. Hopefully, he can get the fire lit.
A different look for Dallas. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Mike Powell comes in for Wesley Matthews. And Barea subbed in for Dennis Smith. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Noel's checked in.
If you're a pro, you got to drain that shot. I mean, doesn't matter who you are. The defense left him wide open. Pro. Whoa! Talk about bringing it. And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Nobody near Barnes. That one's off, still out of sync.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter. And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
I think they've really got to start committing more bodies down low and really kind of close that area off defensively.
Good on the bucket. Nowitzki's got his first 2 points of the night.
And, you know, being Nowitzki is 7 feet tall, he's tough to guard in the post because of that size and shooting touch. You can't allow him to get that kind of positioning.
Feeds it to Doncic. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And now just a 4-point Oklahoma City lead.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside positions.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
The Mavericks shooting 45% from the field early. Barnes passes to Barea, and he banks in the layup.
And really all credit to the pass there. I mean, he angled it just right. Set up the basket beautifully.
The drive by Schroeder, and that one is good. Schroeder's got 6 points.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Mavericks trail by 6. Doncic kicks to Barea. On the wing, Barnes. Dallas moving the ball around, and that one drops.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
And there's Paul George on the assist by Schroeder. And that's 20 points for George. Here's Barea. Pass to Barnes. There's the feed to Nowitzki. Over Felton. Nowitzki, no good.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
And, you know, once George gets on the roll, he's just absolutely relentless, showing you how dominant he can be when he gets hot.
To the inside, Barnes. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's George, and so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Harrison Barnes picks one up.
And George has learned a lot, and I think continues to evolve as a leader. He relishes the chance to deliver for this team.
Throw good, Paul George. Clark, you were in Indiana after being drafted by the Pacers for a few seasons. Who are some of the more talented guys you played with there?
Well, Herb Williams, a teammate of mine at Ohio State, really outstanding big guy, mobile, could shoot it, excellent defender, shot blocker, and a high-quality guy. Vern Fleming was a guard that had size, excellent defender, driver of the ball. Wayman Tisdale, man, he rest in peace. We lost Wayman a number of years ago to cancer. Really a gifted scorer. Steve Stepanovich, he and I both had to retire about the same time due to different knee trouble, and he was a rugged, mobile, good shooting big guy who I think would have continued to excel had he not had to retire.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
1:51 left to play in the first quarter. To the middle. Here's Kleba. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Boy, that's a really nice feed by J.J. Barea.
And that one's good. Schroeder. Schroeder's got 8 points.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone, really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
The Thunder shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight.
And a season ago, only converting at about a 72% clip from the line.
Free throw good, Paul George. Barea with it. Kleba with the bucket.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Here's Aprinas.
Oh, goodness. Talk about bringing the heat, the thunder, and the lightning on that pound.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
And I tell you what, Greg, they've worked hard for this lead. Their play calling has been superb, and the execution even better.
That's good from Doncic on the assist by Barea. Barea's got his 5th assist in this one. And he drops it in from the low post. 31 points for Paul George.
And from the opening tip, they just crushed it. You see it now on the scoreboard.
Clearly in great rhythm. They've got it going on, I mean, in a big way. Excellent job at establishing a huge lead early on.
And you look at J.J. Barea and how he's played over the years, has always been a spark plug for a team off the bench. Just plays with energy and creativity no matter the situation.
2 shots.
That free throw good from Barea.
J.J. Barea has speed to burn. I mean, he's shifty, he's quick, and because of that, he's extremely valuable as a decision maker and scorer. Great competitor.
And both free throws good for Barea. And here now the Thunder. They lead by 11. Here's Schroeder. Barea pulls it in.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
And he gets the bucket. 10 points for Dennis Schroeder.
He's been turned up this quarter, showing a lot of confidence and sinking a lot of his shots.
Barea against Schroeder. Now here's Barea. Defense right on him. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
At 6'10", George is really capable of dominating inside. I mean, defensively, you need to try to push him out of his comfort zone, get him out of that lane area.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder, looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we'll be right back after this. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me. In my darkest days, I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine, so.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and is not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway.
J.J. Barea.
And for the Thunder here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Yeah, and you know, that cohesion is really impressive, Greg. I mean, they know how to get each other going and feed off of each other, and that's crucial.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the floor for Dallas, they've got Nowitzki. Doncic out there with J.J. Barea. Then there's Dwight Powell, and it's Kleba in at the small forward position by himself, and it's George finishing it off.
Hey, it's one thing to have the physical attributes, the length, the athleticism to play good defense, but the other part of it is the instincts. And George thinks and feels things defensively as well as anybody in the league, and really excellent instincts at that end of the floor.
The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 7th assist in the game.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Powell, the pass to Nowitzki. Misses the layup.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Doncic kicks to Barea. Passes it to Powell. And it's Paul George with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
Already he's looking at his 3rd foul. I think the coach will probably look to sit him down until the 3rd quarter.
Dallas making a switch here. Matthews is checked in. Grant, he's checked in for the Thunder. Russell Westbrook comes in for Dennis Schroeder. Westbrook against Barea. Pass to Matthews. Again, the miss by the Mavericks. On offense, here are the Thunder. They've got an 8-0 run, and we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, the Mavericks were ecstatic when Dennis Smith Jr. fell to them with the 9th pick of the 2017 draft. For a team in need of athleticism and size at the point guard, it's been a hand-and-glove fit. The 6'3" Smith has a 48-inch vertical, one of the highest ever measured.
A terrific young player, an elite NBA athlete. David, that's for sure. Good stuff, thanks. Dallas calls timeout.
You know, for the Mavericks, protecting the rim has been an issue. Bottom of the league in block shots 3 years in a row now.
Jordan, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Dennis Smith comes in for Doncic. Then for the Thunder, Steven Adams comes in for Noel. And it's Roberson in for George. Jordan the pass to Matthews. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And talking about the Mavericks defense, they also had trouble stopping dribble penetration.
Well, not really athletic as a group, which was part of the problem in that area of the game, but extremely smart as a group. They knew what offenses were trying to do to stop them. And I think some of that is not just the IQ of the players, but the acumen of the coaching staff. Very sharp and shrewd in game plan design.
And the first one at the line is good.
You know, Wes Matthews plays with that chip and edge that comes from not being drafted. He's a quality player now, and I think that edge has served him well throughout his career.
He hits both from the stripe.
And, you know, Wes Matthews still a very talented player in this league. I mean, excellent presence on both ends of the floor, and he certainly has always been a solid defender on the wing.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Mavericks trail by 21. The pass to Smith, and then Smith with the dunk.
Hey, this guy is the full package, the total package. Dennis Smith, a point guard with bounce. He'll punch it on you. I love seeing him do that, too.
Westbrook, no good. And for Matthews, he prides himself on being a two-way player.
And, you know, his three-point shooting percentage might not be that impressive, but given the volume of threes he takes, pretty solid. He's a terrific character guy, hard-working, always engaged, and he doesn't need to have the ball to stay involved. I mean, this guy's never going to be a star, but he's going to be one of those guys that always adds value to a team.
Smith dishes to Barea. And Adams sends it back, but he gets it back. Just 4 to shoot. And a wide open look for Jordan. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Their biggest lead of the game was 21. Here's Westbrook. Add basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you.
Tipped away. And Westbrook throws it down hard.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there. You know, even though he's been on, they still are behind. I mean, there's only so much he can do.
No good from Grant. Mavericks trail by 17. Down low, here's Kleba, and he makes good on the layup. Kleba's got 6.
And, you know, that's good offense there. These are the shots you want to get all the time.
Here's Roberson. Yep, that one goes.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
I tell you what, it reminds me of one of my college coaches. He used to say, that ain't going to get it done. That's 5 straight baskets in the paint now.
Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for J.J. Barea. Oklahoma City leading by 17. Here's Roberson. Barnes grabs the miss. Dallas has gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. Pulls up. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And, you know, that's a second foul early in this quarter. I think he's got to be much more cautious in how he defends now.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Felton's checked in. Dallas moving it around. To the paint, here's Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Kevin can't leave anybody open around Smith. I mean, he finds them quickly. Love his court awareness.
Here's Westbrook. He drains it from the right block.
Timeout.
Westbrook's got 8 points here in this quarter.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
Yeah, no let up. The killer instinct on display, trying to put this team away. I love the tenacity.
And the Mavericks call time here. Well, Dennis Smith Jr., one of the scariest players to see coming at you down the lane, Clark. He can just wreck the rim.
Oh, big time, Kevin. Not only does he finish hard, he does so violently and with some anger attached to it. The kind of dunks where you're worried if defenders are going to get hurt trying to challenge him. This guy's explosive. No surprise he was in the dunk contest last season, and I don't think that's going to be his first invite.
Put me on some. Put me on some. Put me on some. Put me on some. Yeah, we really going down. If that ain't got price tag. California on my license plate. If that ain't got price tag. California on my license plate.
This break in the game gives us a chance to look at the teams with the most points off turnovers last season. Number 1, the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, the best in the league at forcing those miscues and then capitalizing at the other end. Their defense led to their offense.
Mavericks trail by 17. Smith drawing the double team. Here's Kleba. Here's Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has, to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
And no doubt Smith has the vision. When one of his guys has a clean look, he's quick to get the ball to them.
Felton can't get it to go. Dallas has gone 2 of 4 from three-point range so far in the second quarter. Barnes, right side. And here's Matthews from the arc. That one, no good.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
It's not going to go for him. Now Dallas takes it the other way. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
And so it's Dallas with it. 15-point game.
Barnes is so skilled at gaining separation off the screen. Difficult to guard when he gets the pick.
Oklahoma City shooting in the second quarter has been superb. 58% from the field. Westbrook drives in. Count the basket. Westbrook's got 20 points.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Yeah, that was actually no defense at all there, Greg. I mean, layups don't come any easier than that. I mean, they're piling it on now. And, you know, by all accounts, last season was a fine debut for Dennis Smith Jr. I mean, he handled starting point guard duties from day one and was given room to learn on the job. Wasn't always easy, but this kid has talent and showed moments where you get an idea of how special he might be.
Free throw drop for Smith. And for Smith last season, the goal was mostly to improve his game along with the teams.
Yep, exactly. And Dallas knew they wouldn't be competing for a lot and let Smith Jr. find himself, play through mistakes, learn on the fly. He improved his reads off pick and rolls and also showed improved vision as the season wore on. Guys at the point have to see the whole court at all times. One area, though, he's got to improve in is his defense and awareness on that end of the floor, because athleticism is there. If the awareness improves, this guy could be a demon on D.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And the first one drops. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. And DeAndre Jordan this last offseason opting out of his contract with the LA Clippers. He felt, Greg, obviously it was time to move on.
It didn't take long for Jordan to find a new home here in Dallas. Had almost signed with them last time he was a free agent. Closed the deal this time around. Still has a lot to offer and a really good fit for this team inside.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
Russell Westbrook. That's his 4th personal.
Dwight Powell's checked in for the Mavericks.
Dwight Powell.
Mavericks trail by 16. To the middle, here's Jordan, and DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Hey, you know, Kevin, there's a reason why Jordan's a high-percentage shooter. Shooting percentage a function of the kind of shots you get. He opts mainly for dunks.
And stolen by Barnes. No one near Smith as he lets it go. From outside, off the mark. Oklahoma City leading by 14. And Raymond Felton the bucket on the assist by Grant. Felton has got 5 points so far.
Excellent awareness there, zipping the ball over to the perfect spot to score it.
That's tipped, and it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. Let's now pause to take a look at the scoring breakdown between the front and back court of tonight's contests for Dallas.
And their guards really have done what they could to keep it close. What little offense they've been able to generate has come from the backcourt. They just need a little more balance.
Here's Westbrook. From down in the low post, it goes. Westbrook's got 22 points.
He's been turned up this quarter, showing a lot of confidence and sinking a lot of his shots.
Powell with the screen. Smith kicks to Powell. There's the double team with Grant. To the paint, here's Smith. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Working on his interior game, Smith Jr. is very aware he has what it takes to score from there.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
A different look for Dallas. Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Jordan. And Doncic is subbed in for Matthews. And a new group in here for the Thunder. Nerlens Noel checks in for Adams. Patterson comes in for Grant. George is checked in for Andre Robertson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook.
Team foul.
Here's George. Doesn't go that time. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. Next up, they'll face the Suns. That'll be in Phoenix. That'll be just one game played away from home for them.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
The Thunder leading by 14. Here's Schroeder. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
I love the low post attack on that one.
Schroeder's gone 6 of 8, so shooting well at 75% here. Smith inside. He's guarded by Schroeder. Nice shot by Smith. Smith's got 10 points in the quarter. Here's George. And he's fouled on the shot. One free throw coming up.
Great basketball from him, Kevin. A commanding performance, helping add to the lead this quarter.
He's made 3 of his 4 free throw attempts in the game.
shot. One shot.
And in the first quarter, he was consistently getting to the line and really causing headaches for the D. Haven't seen that same type of consistency here in the second.
Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
Yes, he did. The floor awareness of Nowitzki, admirable. Does a stellar job working the ball over to the open man.
And he wanted everybody in the building to feel that ferocity.
And we did. Yeah. We felt it. Even over here, we felt it.
It's the best way to do it, as long as you don't get teed up for it.
And Smith gets double-teamed. Inside, stolen by George. We've got 1:48 left now here in the second. Count it.
Oh, it's scary because he's just been a matchup nightmare in this game. He's eaten up anybody they've thrown at him.
They double him with George. Pass to Barnes. Sinks that one from the post. Barnes has got 7 points.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
And it's Patterson finishing it off.
And how about the excellent court vision, just keeping the defense off balance?
Yeah, that was a sweet pass right there, setting up his teammate nicely, and that's really how you move the rock. Share that sugar, man. Share it.
Smith the pass to Powell. Count it. Powell's got his second bucket tonight.
And Powell doing a nice job using his length on these hard shots. I mean, excellent at powering through the contact.
Here's Schroeder. Offline with the baseline jumper.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
That's what I call an everything but. Good execution, just didn't knock it down. But you're right, they're happy with that shot.
Dallas making a switch here. Berea's checked in.
J.J. Barea.
Barnes against George. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
You know, you look at Harrison Barnes, and the question when he went to the Mavericks was, can he carry the offense? Many thought he might just be a product of the Warriors system, which he left. Well, he answered all the questions, and it's clear that he can be the focal point of an offense.
That's good from Barnes.
And you got to appreciate the overall game of Barnes. He's efficient as a scorer and also works hard at the defensive end.
Barnes hits them both. Oklahoma City leading by 15. Here's Schroeder. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor.
Well, I tell you what, they've got to be fuming. I mean, they were way too late in contesting that layup.
Nowitzki with the screen on Schroeder. Here's Berea. Tries again. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Noel's got 6 rebounds now in the game. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And it's Paul George with the finish.
Solid poise from PG, Paul George. Excellent at converting despite getting hit on the drive.
Berea kicks to Barnes. Good, and it's Berea who picks up the assist. And 11 points for Barnes.
Yeah, he's building off that strong first quarter, Kevin. Rising up and hitting shots with confidence.
Here's George. It's hauled in by Nowitzki. Down low, here's Berea. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Oklahoma City. He's looking to make history here today. Who knows how many points he'll end up with when it's all said and done. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, but I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had a scoring performance for the ages, putting up an enormous amount of points, 3 steals and 1 rebound. When does this guy cool off? I mean, he's been stringing together multiple monster games lately. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, they just about ran their offense to perfection. They pounded the ball inside, and the entry feeds were on time and on the money. It was a clinic to watch. The second half is going to be no contest if they keep getting shots 8 feet and in.
And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See you, everybody, with Kevin Harlan.
Cars crossing back and forth over the Margaret Hunt Hill Bridge as we welcome you back to Dallas. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
His points production thus far, off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters, just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
We begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. So for Oklahoma City right now, the forwards, George and Grant. Russell Westbrook out there with Dennis Schroeder. And it's Adams in at the 5, roaming the paint.
Man, you got to admire how easily Westbrook takes over games. I mean, an offensive juggernaut who is tenacious when it comes to scoring.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That will be foul number 5 on him. Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Dennis Schroeder. Now, here's Doncic. D right on him. Smith, no luck.
And I think that's got to affect your mental game. I mean, missing open shots like that, unacceptable, and it'll probably mess with your head a little bit, too.
The Thunder have made 2/3 of their free throws tonight. 6 of 9 to be exact.
At the line for the Thunder, Paul George.
2 shots.
Taking 2 shots.
The first free throw is good. He doesn't get the second one. And DeAndre Jordan, the all-time leader in career field goal percentage, Greg, by a sizable margin.
Yeah, the most prolific dunker in the league, maybe in league history.
Hits it from three-point range. And that's now 9 points for Luka Doncic.
It's clear that Doncic has the touch from three-point land. Now he just needs the consistency.
Bucket is good.
And defensively, this is the opposite of how you want to start the second half.
Yeah, just a real lack of aggressiveness there right now. I mean, can't give up these types of layups to begin the quarter, Greg. I mean, that's a no-no.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time. Really left alone that time. Smith's got 22 points. Here's Westbrook. 28 points for him. And the dunk by Grant.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. Lobbed up there for Barnes. Paul George with the steal. Adams, the pass to Grant. Good on the shot. Grant's got 5 points so far.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Smith against Westbrook. Here's Matthews. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got assist number 9 now. Wow, what an effort here tonight. Here's Westbrook. He can't get it to go. Good D by Barnes. Releases. That one wide left.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
A nice shot by George.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Well, constantly finding lanes to the basket, getting great looks inside.
And the Mavericks call time here.
And Steven Adams came into this league at 19, already a physical specimen, and has only gotten stronger. Just a bruising presence down low. Here's a look at some stats for Matthews, how he performed last season. Last season, put up about 12 points per game, 2 assists and 3 rebounds. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet.
And plenty of bumping and elbowing inside as ever. Steven Adams strong enough, though, to come out on top of that battle.
Yeah, not shy at all about contact. Grew up the youngest of 18 children. He had to hit above his weight for over a decade. Now he's got the upper hand.
Yeah, but it's pretty cool to watch this guy be in this kind of a zone. Dennis Smith, amazing at getting to his spots and capitalizing.
He kicks to Barnes. It's good, the assist that time from Smith. 14 points for Harrison Barnes.
No explanation for giving up these wide open looks. Total breakdown. Unacceptable defense.
And folks, those are hops you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Yep, uncommon and unparalleled. I mean, he makes things happen out there for sure.
Smith for 3. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Westbrook's got 5 rebounds tonight. Shoots from the baseline, and the basket is good. Grant's got 6 here in this quarter.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
You know, it's okay to give up a few if you're getting them back on the other end, but that hasn't been the case here.
And he gets it to go.
Boy, the size and quick release Barnes has helps him inside. I mean, he feels very comfortable shooting from here.
Here's George. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
Greg, they keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
You can see he just rushed that a little bit. Lost the focus, I think.
Count that one. 34 points for Russell Westbrook.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
Jordan the screen, and here's Barnes for 3, and Roberson pulls it down. Roberson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Inside, and the rejection by Smith, and he's able to get it back.
Dennis Smith. That's his first personal foul.
And we'll get a look at how the hustle stat game has been going for Oklahoma City.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
Yeah, also, they haven't missed a beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
Dallas making a switch here. Kleba's checked in. Free throw good, Westbrook.
Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
Smith up top. He's covered by Westbrook. Smith kicks to Barnes. Drills the three-pointer. Barnes has got 8 points in the quarter. And for Westbrook, winning the MVP and averaging a triple-double for an entire season. Greg, how much does he have left to prove?
Well, it's all about winning. We know Russ can take over a game. We know he can make his teammates better. How much better and how far they get in the playoffs, that's the real question.
Barnes outside. Jordan. He doesn't hit that one. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way. Roberson gets the bucket. Roberson's got 6.
And since they've come out of halftime, they've been extremely poised and very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, certainly a step up from the first half. They're more engaged, more focused here in this second half, and they're getting good results. Simply missed the connection there. I mean, I like the unselfishness. Admirable, but just not the result.
J.J. Barea's checked in for Dennis Smith. Noel's checked in for Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City shooting has been out of this world, 74% from the field. 2 points, that one goes.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Barnes outside to the middle. Here's Kleba. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. He's got 8.
Hey, you know, Kevin, that's what you want to see. Strong passing inside leading to the hoop.
And stolen by Jordan. To the paint, here's Matthews, and he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
Tell you what, Kevin, and when Matthews is in the zone, he's as fun to watch as anybody. A clever, smart player who can score from anywhere in bunches.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Barea, the pass to Matthews. Here's Jordan, and good that time.
Jordan very efficient in the paint because of his length. Close to the bucket, he's hard to deal with.
Westbrook, and Westbrook throws it down hard.
And folks, those are hops that you just don't see from that one spot every day.
Well, that's why he is such an uncommon talent.
Yep, uncommon and unparalleled. I mean, he makes things happen out there for sure.
To the inside. The 3 from Barnes. And it's Noel with the rebound. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by Dallas. Barnes has got his 3rd rebound tonight. Barea, the pass to Kleba. Another shot, and that's 2 points on the layup. Kleba's got 4 points in the quarter.
Much love goes his way. I mean, he refused to give up on the glass. Nice to see him rewarded because of his hustle.
And he makes that one.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Dallas has gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Barea against Westbrook. Barea kicks to Matthews. Back to Barea. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good there off the double clutch.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, he has been, and he's got to find his stroke because he's holding back his team as a result of his poor shooting.
Is it me, or does it just feel like he gets every rebound that comes up?
Well, he practically has gotten every one that's available. A 20-plus rebounding game is not something we get to see very often, Greg.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over.
You know, when I think of J.J. Barea, one of the words that comes to mind is fearless. I mean, he never hesitates to go right at big guys in the paint. Not afraid to force a tough pass through traffic. He's a very aggressive offensive player, and when you're as small as he is, sometimes that's the way you thrive.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dallas. And then for Oklahoma City, Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Felton comes in for Roberson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Russell Westbrook. With Barea, he is usually the shortest player, Clark, on the court, so he has no choice but to be fearless.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, smaller guys typically play with an edge because it's been instilled in them from early on in their careers, because everybody tends to doubt guys that don't have great size. Barea knows how to play in space and understands the value of ball movement. And when other guys try to bully him, that little hombre is pretty strong and he pushes right back. You think of all the iconic players and the shots or moves associated with them. Hard to top Dirk and his one-legged fadeaway. I mean, it's one of the most unorthodox and most effective shots. And the fact that he's a 7-footer and does it that way, unique.
First one falls for him. Dirk Nowitzki still producing with that shot he made so famous. Clark has helped him stay dangerous even at this age.
You know, Kevin, for younger viewers of the NBA, it's hard for us to describe to them how good Dirk was. I mean, this guy could get off any shot he wanted. He was unorthodox and a bit quirky, but so effective. He could put it on the floor. He could post, had unbelievable range for a big guy. You know, when he hangs it up, there's no question he's first ballot Hall of Fame material.
It's Schroeder with the drive.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
A nice shot by Barea. Oklahoma City's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Lays it up off the glass. Abrinas has got his second bucket of the night.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
The putback. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 21 points for Barnes.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Felton can't get it to go. Dallas has gone to the three-point shot 8 times already in the second half and hit 4 of them. And Matthews gets it to go.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Wasted no time on that one. That's 7 points for Raymond Felton.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Barea kicks to Barnes. A 3 from Matthews. Another 3 for Dallas.
He has been fantastic this quarter, guys. It's just the kind of effort they need if they're going to continue to trim the lead.
Abrinas' shot is off. Dallas shooting an outstanding 55% from the field since the half. You know, their execution has been on point.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Schroeder against Barea. And that one's good. Schroeder's got 4 this quarter.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Jordan the screen. Barnes outside. No good with the triple. Oklahoma City leading by 21. Felton attacking. Shoots over Matthews. And it's good off the back rim and in. Felton's got 9.
In the mid-range,
Rarely the hallmark of efficiency in today's NBA, but it is on point tonight.
It sure is, Greg. It might be the strongest aspect of their offense here.
Mavericks making a switch here. Powell's checked in. And then for Oklahoma City, Paul George comes in for Alex Abrinas. And it's Roberson in for Raymond Felton. George with the ball. Picked up by Nowitzki. It's good. 57 points for Paul George.
Not much you can do against Paul George on the drive. I mean, he's got great length and he knows how to use it, and he gets exactly where he wants to.
And the rejection by Noel. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here. Doncic is checked in for Matthews.
Luka Doncic.
Here's Barea. He's got 13. And the dunk by Barnes.
Yeah, very efficient. Can't get much better than that, Kevin. A guy who takes high percentage shots with his stroke. Love his game.
Baseline jumper. Patterson can't get it to go. Dallas shooting one of the high points for them in this game at 54%. Doncic passes to Powell. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. And that'll be his third foul so far. There's 10 seconds left to play in the third. Down low. Just 3 on the clock. And no problem from Powell as he finishes at the rim. 6 points for him.
Dwight Powell really showing continuing confidence in his inside game. And I think he's only going to get better down there.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. Rick Carlisle had some words for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
Hey, it's all about who's more physical, and you got to meet them early in defensive possession. These guys are going to wear down, but we got to make them wear down.
Allen pouring his guys to up the aggressiveness on the defensive side.
And Kevin, preaching physicality. When you play for Coach Carlisle, you got to bring energy.
And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. On the wings, it's Doncic and Barnes. Nowitzki is out there with Powell, and it's Barea in at the point guard position. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks.
And guys, when George gets cooking, you are in for a long night. He's just fantastic at finding different ways to score.
Nowitzki kicks to Barnes, and the dunk by Barnes.
Dirk Nowitzki, he can dish the rock too.
The Thunder leading by 21. Here's Schroeder. Off target with his 3. On the wing, Barnes. Defended by George. Barea with a wide open look. No good from outside.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Yep, that one goes in there. And that's now 20 points for Dennis Schroeder.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
Nowitzki a screen. Passes it to Powell. Wants to get it to Barnes and does. Clock at 6. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
That's his 4th personal foul.
And for Harrison Barnes, the scoring forward out of UNC, said he wants to model his game, Clark, after Paul Pierce.
Hey, that's not a bad guy to look to model your game after, boy. Paul Pierce knew how to get it done, and he wasn't overly athletic, but he knew how to play angles. He could get to his spots, and he was such a great mid-range shooter who developed into a consistent three-point threat as well. So I like that comparison or that aspiration for Harrison Barnes.
First free throw is good. This NBA, Clark, amazing. The potential now for some players to play into their 40s. In fact, we're seeing a couple guys in their 40s playing right now and playing well.
Yeah, you know, I thought about it when we started to see this influx, Kevin, of high school players coming into the league at 19, 20, 21 with the advancement in nutrition knowledge and training methods and preservation of the body and taking care of it, that we might see more longer careers. But if you start at 21 and play 15 years, that's still only 36. So I think we're going to see some more guys in the 40s, but I still think it's going to be a small number by and large.
To the inside. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Noel. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
Impressive strength on display by Noel, and that allows him to get a number of and-one opportunities. He powers through contact and is able to score even when fouled.
One shot, gentlemen.
That's good from Noel.
Well, the former Kentucky Wildcat Noel is a phenomenal defensive player who's really starting to find himself on offense as well.
Measry, well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Now, here is George. He's covered closely. And again, Oklahoma City, no good. Here's Finney Smith. We're in the fourth quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. Out of bounds, Oklahoma City takes possession, and the Thunder with some changes. Ferguson's checked in for George. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Andre Robertson. And Diallo subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. Thunder have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. And again, no good by Oklahoma City. Smith outside to the inside. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Here's a look at the schedule now for Dallas. On Wednesday, they head out on the road to face the Suns in Phoenix. Then on Saturday, they'll take on Karl Anthony Towns and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
And that game against the Hawks, it's always interesting for top teams to see how they compare to the best in the East. This will be a chance to see just what this group is made of.
That one is off. In the recent CBA, there have been a lot of provisions put in there for retired players. Health insurance, increase in pensions, Clark, reimbursement for tuition. What do you think of these changes?
Love them, Kevin. Absolutely love them. And again, credit to the league and to the Players Association for thinking outside the box, reaching back to benefit some of the former players that are actually in need of these benefits and deserving of them. Come on now. Those guys paved the way in many ways for what we see of the league now. And most players appreciate and recognize that. And for it to be tangibly recognized and rewarded is great to see. I love it.
Now, here is Smith. Lobs it up for Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam. Great game for him. Double-double now. 10 points and 14 rebounds.
Yeah, you got to respect the athletic reach of Jordan now. Throw it up, and he will bash in the alley-oop. A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
And so it's Dallas with it. They get a hand on it. Feeds it to Smith. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Matthews, no good. Thunder have gone 6 of 9 on their field goal attempts since the start of the fourth quarter. Over Smith. And it's Westbrook missing. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Doncic kicks to Powell. Smith for three. Here's Doncic. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
They've cashed in on a lot of second chance opportunities here in the second half. That extra effort will help them cut into this deficit.
Dallas has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Smith the pass to Doncic. Back to Smith. Hangs. Second shot opportunity. And Adams sends it back. And he gets it back. And he's able to get it back. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Smith outside. Missed it. Even after all those chances.
I tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
Here's Adams. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Smith. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dallas. And Oklahoma City with a change here, too. Alex Abrinas is checked in for Roberson. It's George on the wing. Here's Adams. Makes it off the glass.
And you can see how this game is going. I mean, put a body on somebody.
Exactly, man. Come on. You got to be physical down there. There's got to be some intensity and some physicality on the board.
Smith kicks to Powell. Back to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. Pass to Powell. There's the 3. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession.
Oklahoma City.
And the Thunder making a change here. Felton's checked in.
Raymond Felton.
The Thunder have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. Baseline J on the way, and George gets it to go. George has got 15 points in just the second half. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Matthews. Here's Kleber. Drills it from outside.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
Smith the pass to Doncic. Here's Kleber. That 3 off the mark.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Here's George. Yet another bucket.
And this game has his name written all over it.
Greg, he's been phenomenal in offensive onslaught. Wesley Matthews on the wing. The three-pointer off the mark. The Thunder shooting 71% all in all in this one. They've been brilliant offensively. We know Clark fans want to see star players. That's been a hot topic around the league. The league has added rules, in fact, that now prohibit resting guys on certain nights.
Yeah, I think that's important, that players have a real understanding of their responsibility. I understand trying to balance the rest versus the wear and tear over course of – that's another reason I propose a shorter season. I don't think you'd end up with this kind of controversy or debate. But I thought the league was right in requiring – I mean, your responsibility is to play all the games you're available to play in unless you're injured. And I think it's important that guys take that responsibility seriously. And it's a responsibility they have to themselves, to the team, the organization, and the fans.
He makes 1 of 2 that time.
And the combination of athleticism and defense Grant brings is superb. A guy who you can depend on to compete.
Kleber scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
And here's Felton from the arc. It's rebounded by Dallas. Now Doncic. Fades back. Nice touch on the bank shot.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
Adams' shot is off.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
I agree with you. Not a good shot, not good offense. They can get a much better look than that, but they're going to need to be patient to do so.
You know, Clark, when you think about it, all fans really care about is winning, and that's hard to pull off when you're the only star on your team. And we see it all over the league.
You know, basketball is not tennis or golf. It's a team game, and one man can't win a championship by himself. I mean, when you look at all the championship teams, they were championship teams, not driven by just one star player. And it's a blessing when you can play with other good players, and that's what all good players desire to do at some point in their career.
That one falls.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
To the middle. It's stolen by Adams. And pushing it up here. Here is Oklahoma City.
And showing a good nose for the ball there. Picks it clean, then he's off to the races.
Well, excellent defensive instincts. I mean, knows exactly when to strike on this end.
They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
Here's Grant. It's rebounded by Dallas. Doncic has got his fourth rebound in this one. And Barea with the basket on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got his seventh assist here tonight. Here's George. Here's Grant, and terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Grant's got 5 points now this quarter. The Mavericks shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. There's the double team with Grant. Powell with it, Adams on him, and Jeremy Grant picks up the foul. That's his first foul. We seem to see a lot of players request trades in the media, but Clark, you have to believe some teams were blindsided by this.
Oh, there's no question about it, Kevin, that teams have been blindsided on occasion. I don't like to see players operate that way, but I also understand sometimes the frustration that leads them to do so. But at the end of the day, I think it's part and parcel of the environment we're in and the nature of the business of the NBA. Sometimes players just aren't confident in what they hear directly, so they take other measures to voice their choice or displeasure.
Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Noel, and that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton's got 3 assists in the game. Mavericks shooting about 45% from the floor in the fourth. Here's Powell, and the dunk by Powell.
And, you know, this is what Powell does best. Establishes himself deep inside and jams it home.
Grant, good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
He's been a different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Barea kicks to Kleba. Barea, the pass to Barnes. Patterson bringing the double. Here's Kleba, and he dunks it down.
You know, I think, Kevin, they took a bit of a chance there going to the double team, and that left another guy open out there.
Oklahoma City's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Abrinas. Misses the 3. Dallas with the ball. And the pass to Kleba. They get it back. And it's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Still Mavericks ball.
And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter. Powell, that's good.
Boy, intensity always a good thing, and Powell brings it solid at getting after offensive rebounds for his team.
Patterson can't get it to go. Dallas shooting 53% from the floor. They're locked in. To the middle, and stolen by Noel.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Oklahoma City.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Paul George.
you have to focus on the steals he came up with. They were huge factors in the end result.
Stolen by Grant. Lets it go. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
No doubt about it, partner. But unfortunately, the flip side of that coin, the drive home for the hometown fans, going to be rather flat.
Okay.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And he makes the first.
And, you know, we've seen what Rick Carlisle can do on the court. He's a former coach of the year in the league and led the Mavs to a championship back in 2011. But his off-the-court talents are also very impressive.
Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And so here is Oklahoma City. A baseline J, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Exactly. Cold-blooded. Separation solidified. Great effort. Boy, he shows a lot of desire when he's fighting for that tough board, and his length doesn't hurt either.
Goes up the baseline. Barnes grabs the miss. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And a missed layup. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They're up by 30. 15 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. What do you think, guys?
You know, this is a timeout maybe just so they can pat each other on the back because no other reason to call it.
Well, they're really just being conservative, making sure they don't make any last-minute mistakes, I guess. I mean, I have no idea. No idea.
And I wait. Success, I block more horizons. Left brain and right brain dividing. Set frames, I watch plays exciting. And I'm out to snatch where you find it. I smell a breeze in the morning. I feel your presence is warming. I paid attention to warning. So we were too caught up in just one. Get token, get flash it. Ooh, them boys stay nasty. Floating like Aladdin. Them blue ones you talking to. Get token, get flash it. Ooh, them boys stay nasty. Floating like Aladdin. Them blue ones you talking to. Get token, get flash it. Ooh, them boys stay nasty. Floating like Aladdin. Them blue ones you talking to. Get token, get flash it.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And as the star of this team, he knows he's going to be the object of the crowd's anger. Oklahoma City dictating the flow. Here's the three. Robertson can't hit. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot two.
Okay.
Two.
And the first one at the line is good. And he can't hit the second. Here's Abrinas off on that one.
And it's just encouraging to see Luka step up on defense. Must continue to bring that type of intensity.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Outstanding game tonight. And I always wonder what it's like when you really are feeling good out there and how that shows up on the floor.
Man, this got to be one of the best games I played. It just seemed like I couldn't miss. And my teammates found me. They made it easy for me. And, shots finally fell for me.
Yes, I know that phrase is in the zone. Looked like you were living there tonight. Thanks, Paul. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.